Hi students, good morning to you all. This is my second PPT regarding classification of companies. First, in my first slide, you all came to know about what is a company. Now the classification. Companies can be classified on 6 bases. First one is on the basis of registration. Second one is on the basis of number of members. Third one is on the basis of liability of members. Fourth one is on the basis of control. Fifth one is on the basis of ownership. And sixth one is other companies which come not under these 5 bases. The companies which was not classified under the above 5 bases come under the other companies. Now we want to go and see the various classification of companies. Number 1, on the basis of registration. On the basis of registration, what is registration? It is nothing but incorporation of a company. On the basis of incorporation or registration, the companies were classified into 2 types. Number 1 is statutory companies. Statutory companies are those companies which are registered under the Special Act of the Parliament. Next, second one is registered companies. These are the companies which are registered under the Indian Companies Act 1956. So the 2 bases were, one is statutory, which is registered under the Special Act of the Parliament, and another one is registered, which is registered under the Indian Companies Act 1956. Second classification was on the basis of number of members. Number of members, based on that we can classify the company into 2 types. One is private company and another one is public company. You all know what is a private company. Private company is nothing but a company which is formed with the relatives, friends and all known circle. We are going to form a company which is private company, in which the members were only your relatives, your friends and your known group of people. We can't call the public to buy the shares in the company. The main feature of a private company is minimum 2 members you want to have to start a private company. Next one is maximum you can accommodate 200 members in a private company. Next one is the members of the private company, they cannot transfer their shares to another person. Next one is the private company cannot call the public to buy the shares or debentures of the company. That is, they can't issue the prospectus to sell their shares or debentures. Next, the minimum paid up capital of the private company is rupees 1 lakh. These are the main features of a private company. Next one is public company. Public company is one in which you can call, the public company can call any person in the public to buy the shares or debentures of the company. It is a public company in which minimum 7 members is required to start a public company. Maximum you can accommodate any number of persons. The maximum is unlimited. The members in the public company can transfer their shares freely to anyone, and the public company can issue prospectus. That is, they can call the public or sell their shares to the public by way of issuing the prospectus. And the minimum paid up capital in the public company is rupees 5 lakhs. This is regarding the private company and public company. The next classification was based on the liability of the members. First, in the feature itself, I have told you the liability of the member is limited in case of a company. Based on that, we can classify the companies into 3 types. Number 1 is guarantee companies. Guarantee companies are nothing but the members will agree to contribute a fixed amount which is called as guarantee amount at the time of joining as a member in the company. That amount they want to pay to the company before winding up of the company. That is called as guarantee company. In these companies there may be share capital or may not be share capital. This is called as a guarantee company. Next one is limited companies. Limited companies are companies limited by shares. That is, the liability of the members in a limited company is limited up to the face value of the shares held by them. That we have already discussed the limited liability. If you agree to pay 100 rupees for a share in a company and you want to pay that 100 rupees, if you are buying 100 shares and the face value of the share is 100, you want to pay 100 into 100, which is 10,000 rupees. That is the limited liability. You don't want to pay more than that 10,000 rupees. Next one is unlimited companies. Unlimited companies, generally the liability of the member is limited. There will not be any unlimited liability in case of companies. But in case of large partnership firms, if a partnership firm in which there are 20 partners and they are going to convert their firm into a company, at that time they will have unlimited liability, because in partnership the liability of the partner is unlimited. So the partnership firm, if it is going to be converted into a company, in that case the liability will be unlimited. These are the classification on the basis of liability of members. The next basis is on the basis of control. Based on control, the companies can be classified into two. One is holding company and another one is subsidiary company. Okay, what do you mean by holding company? Holding company is a company which holds or controls or buys majority of the shares of another company. By buying majority of shares, it controls the another company, so it is called as a holding company. Next one is subsidiary company. Subsidiary company is the one which sells majority of shares to some other company. So the company which sells majority of the shares to another company, it is giving its control to that company, so it is called as a subsidiary company. The next classification was based on the ownership of the companies. Who is the owner? Based on that the companies were classified. We can classify on the basis of ownership into four types. Number one is government company. Government company is one in which 51% of the share capital is held by any one of the state government or central government or both. That is called as a government company. The next one is the foreign company. Foreign company is one in which the register office, the company was registered in a foreign country and it has place of business in India. They are also called as MNCs, that is multinational corporations. They are called as foreign companies. The next one is one person company. It is also called as OPC. OPC is nothing but in which only one person holds the majority of the shares in the company, and for minimum requirement, that is in case of private, for two members, one person will hold the majority of the shares and another one dummy member will be there, and it is called as a one person company. Whereas in case of a public company, there will be 7 members. One person will hold the majority of the shares and the remaining 5 or 6 members, they will be having some 1 or 2 shares each as a dummy member, and they will form a one person company. The entire control will be in the hands of the one person. The next one is non-profit companies. That is, non-profit companies are those companies which are formed to promote service. They are started with service motive. They are promoting art, science, like that. Example, Rotary Club, Lions Club comes into this category of non-profit companies. The next classification were the other companies. The companies which are not coming under the above categories, the 5 bases, all the companies comes under this basis, that is other companies. We can have many companies in other companies. I am going to explain some few companies. Number 1 is small company. Small company is one in which the paid up capital of the company does not exceed 50 lakhs and the turnover, that is the sales, that doesn't exceed rupees 2 crores. That is called as a small company. Next one is dormant company. You all heard about dormant partner. Like that, this is a dormant company. That is the company which is not active. That is inactive companies. They are not carrying on any business, any transactions, accounting transactions for a period of 2 years. And the last one is the domestic company. Domestic company is nothing but the Indian companies. The companies which are registered in India, they are called as domestic company. The next important aspect in classification of companies is differences between private company and public company. Okay, we can see what is a private and what is a public. We know private is a company in which the company cannot call the public to buy the shares, and public company can invite the public to buy the shares. This is the basic meaning of a private and public. Based on this, we can have the differences. First one, in private company, the minimum member is 2. Public company, minimum is 7. Next one is maximum members. In private company, the maximum is 200. In public, the maximum is unlimited. Next one is the number of directors. In private, it is 2, and in public, it is 3. Next, fourth one is the prospectus. Private company don't want to issue it. It will not issue a prospectus. That it will not call the public to buy the shares. That is the prospectus it is not issuing. Whereas public company, it issues prospectus. Next one, transfer of shares. The members in the private company, they can't transfer their shares. Whereas in public company, they can transfer their shares. Next one is quorum for the meeting. Quorum is nothing but the minimum persons attending a meeting to make the meeting valid. In this case, in private company, the quorum is 2. In public company, the quorum is based on the number of members in the company. That it may depends 5, 15 or 30 based on the number of members in the company. Next one is managerial remuneration. That is the remuneration paid to the directors and the managers and the top officials. It is called as managerial remuneration. There is no limit in case of a private company, whereas it is 11% of the net profit. It is the maximum remuneration which can be paid to the directors, etc. Next, special privileges. Special privileges is nothing but the privileges enjoyed by the companies. The private company enjoys many privileges, whereas public company, they don't have much privileges. Next one is certificate. Private company, to start a private company, we want to get only certificate of incorporation. It alone is required. Whereas public company, they want to get 2 certificates. One is certificate of incorporation and another one is certificate of commencement of business. Next one is allotment of shares. The private company can allot the shares without receiving minimum subscription. Whereas public company, they cannot allot shares without receiving minimum subscription. Next one is statutory meeting. Private company, it is not required to conduct statutory meeting. Public company, it is must to conduct a statutory meeting. Next one is minimum paid up capital. In private company, it is rupees 1 lakh. Whereas in public company, it is rupees 5 lakhs. Next one is the end of the name. This everyone know. Private company, in the end of the name, the word private limited will be there. That is example, A private limited, B private limited. That is a private company. Whereas public company, only the word limited will be there at the end of the name. That is Ashok Leyland Limited. Next one is index of members. Index of members, the private company, it is not required to maintain index of members, whereas public company must maintain index of members. It is a very important question in case of classification of companies. That is the differences between private and public. The next important aspect in classification of companies were privileges enjoyed by private companies. We can also say that the advantages of forming a private company. The privileges is nothing but there are no much restrictions to a private company. They can be easily form a company. That is, number one is minimum members. Only 2 members is enough to form a private company. Minimum directors. Only 2 directors is enough to manage the affairs of the company. Next one is quorum. That is the minimum members attending the meeting. That is only 2 members is enough to make the quorum for the meeting. Next, allotment. Without receiving minimum subscription, the companies can allot the shares. Go for allotment. Next one is the prospectus. The private company, they don't want to issue prospectus to sell their shares to the persons. Next one, certificate. Only certificate of incorporation alone is required to form a private company. Next one is index of members. The private company, they don't want to maintain index of members. Next one is statutory meeting. Private company, it is not compulsory to conduct a statutory meeting. They don't want to conduct statutory meeting. Next one is managerial remuneration. There is no limit in case of paying remuneration to the directors and the top officials, etc. These are the various privileges enjoyed by the private. Next one is the important questions in case of this chapter. We are having 3 important questions. One is the privileges enjoyed by private company, which is a part B question, and the various types, it will come under 10 mark or big question type, and the differences between private and public, it is very, very important. This is regarding classification of companies. Thank you.